Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. Hello, you are on the Code of Mind channel. Today we are entering territory where the facts make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. We are used to thinking that conspiracy theories are for people wearing tinfoil hats. But leaks from Silicon Valley and government reports are pointing to one thing: paranoia was just a premonition. For a long time we were told that seeing an ad for dog food right after talking about a Spitz was just coincidence, or the result of highly accurate prediction algorithms. But today, it's becoming clear. The comforting belief in just coincidences is being replaced by an understanding of how our devices actually work. We used to think that the phone simply waits for commands like, "Hey Siri," or "Okay Google." Now we know about a technology called active listening. How does it work? Smartphones and smart speakers analyze not only your words but all background noise. The system hears running water, clinking dishes, a baby crying, or a TV playing in the background. This allows the algorithm to understand your context. Are you at home, visiting someone, or in a shopping mall? Even if GPS is turned off, environmental sound reveals your location and lifestyle. Modern neural networks have learned to analyze not what you say but how you say it. Technologies that analyze vocal stress and micro-variations in tone can determine levels of cortisol or dopamine. If the system detects from your breathing or intonation that you are stressed, it may show you calming ads, or conversely offer impulsive purchases that you won't be able to resist in your current state. Your devices also use ultrasonic signals that are inaudible to the human ear. A TV commercial or an online video can transmit a short ultrasonic code that your smartphone detects. This is how the system understands exactly what you are watching and instantly links your TV profile with your mobile account for precise ad targeting. You are not just being listened to, you are being scanned. Fact: highly sensitive microphones can detect your breathing rhythm in a quiet room. This provides data about your sleep quality, physical condition, and even your fatigue level. A smartphone is no longer just a communication tool. It is a sensor that studies you deeper than you study yourself. The system does not wait for you to speak. It listens to your silence and draws conclusions while you simply breathe near the screen. We tend to believe that our emotions are something intimate, hidden deep inside. If we don't say, "I feel bad" or "I'm angry" out loud, the world won't know. But for modern algorithms, your emotions are not a mystery of the soul. They are measurable frequencies. Today, your voice has become an even more precise identifier than a fingerprint. It reveals not only who you are, but what you feel at this exact moment. When you experience stress or joy, your hormonal balance changes. Cortisol, the stress hormone, and dopamine, the pleasure hormone, directly affect your vocal cords, breathing rhythm, and micro tremors in your throat. How does AI see this? Algorithms analyze more than 400 sound parameters that the human ear cannot detect. Timbre, pitch, pause frequency, jitter, instability of frequency. All of these are biological markers. The system understands whether you are on the verge of breakdown or in a state of euphoria. Even if you try to sound calm and formal, keyword-based targeting is becoming obsolete. The era of emotional retargeting has begun. If AI detects depression and low energy in your voice, the algorithm switches to a comfort mode. You start seeing cozy content, ads for heavy comfort food, or psychological support services. And the opposite is also true. If you are agitated, aggressive, or overly excited, your ability to make rational decisions drops. This is the perfect moment to push ads for limited edition sneakers or last-minute travel deals. You are not buying a product. You are buying a release of emotional pressure. Unlike a password, your voice is almost impossible to change. Even if you are sick or try to imitate another accent, the fundamental characteristics of your vocal system remain the same. Theory: you can hide behind a mask. Reality: companies build an emotional profile of every user. The system knows your baseline calm state and your peaks of activity. Your voice is now your passport, one you present to the system every time you send a voice message or speak to a smart assistant. The most disturbing part of this technology is its speed. Profiling happens in real time. Example: you argue with someone on the phone. The moment you hang up and open your feed, the very first post or ad will already be adapted to your emotional state. The system pushes further while your rational barrier is lowered. Forget about magic or microchips. Everything is far more practical and documented in patents. The vagus nerve is a kind of superhighway in your body that connects the brain to vital organs. It determines whether you feel calm or panic. Your body is a set of resonators. Every organ has its own frequency. If a very low-frequency sound, infrasound, is directed at a person, it can trigger a physical response even though it cannot be consciously heard. How does it work? A frequency around 7 Hz matches the brain's alpha rhythms and can create a feeling of unexplained fear or panic. Slightly higher frequencies can cause nausea or internal vibration. What technology is used? LRAD, long-range acoustic device, acoustic cannons. They used to be large dishes mounted on ships to deter pirates. Today, smaller versions are installed on police vehicles or smart city systems. You are simply walking down the street and suddenly you feel uncomfortable and leave. The system moved the crowd without saying a word. Why can everyone hear sound from speakers, but only you hear sound from headphones? Now imagine a laser beam of sound. How does it work? Ultrasound is converted into audible sound only when it hits an obstacle, your head. Directional audio spotlights. These are installed above specific shelves in shopping malls. You stand near a product and hear a whisper. Try this. A person standing right next to you hears nothing. Because the sound is generated directly inside your skull through bone conduction, the brain often interprets it as your own thought. This is a perfect tool for suggestion. The Frey effect, microwave hearing. This is not a myth, but a physical effect discovered by Alan Frey in the 1960s. How does it work? Microwave pulses cause slight expansion of brain tissue, creating clicks or buzzing that the auditory nerve perceives as sound. What technology is used? Antennas and phased arrays. Modern communication towers, the same ones people debate about, are technically capable of modulating signals to create specific auditory or sensory effects. This is used for non-lethal impact when a crowd needs to be dispersed by creating discomfort that people cannot explain. Look at modern streetlights in megacities. These are no longer just lamps. They are communication hubs, equipped with facial recognition cameras, motion sensors, and most importantly, high-frequency emitters. If a rise in aggression is detected, a smart pole can begin transmitting background noise at a frequency that suppresses adrenaline production or induces drowsiness. You simply calm down, without realizing that your biology has been forcibly adjusted. You are no longer the owner of your internal state in an urban environment. The city has turned into a giant laboratory where through LRAD, parametric speakers, and microwave emitters, our emotional background is being tuned. The matrix is not code floating in the air. It is a frequency range in which we are forced to exist. We are used to thinking that endless scrolling is just a way to kill time. But in reality, it is a biological hack that rewires your brain in real time. How does fast dopamine work? Your brain is programmed to seek new information. This once helped us survive. For every discovery, the brain rewards you with dopamine, the hormone of anticipation and pleasure. On average, every 30 seconds you get a new stimulus, a joke, a bright image, a sharp sound. This works like a slot machine in a casino. You don't know what comes next, and that uncertainty keeps you scrolling. This is cheap dopamine. The brain becomes accustomed to instant pleasure without effort. As a result, normal life, reading a book, working, or having a long conversation, begins to feel unbearably boring, because the reward there is delayed. In the front part of your brain is the prefrontal cortex, your control center. It is responsible for decision-making, focus, and self-control. Reality. When you enter the trance of short-form scrolling, this center shuts down. You switch to autopilot. Consequences. Research shows that constant consumption of such content weakens neural connections in this area. This is digital lobotomy. A person physically loses the ability to control attention. You want to close the app, but your hand keeps scrolling. The director is gone. Chaos remains. Goldfish syndrome. We get used to the idea that any thought must fit into under a minute. If information requires even 5 minutes of focus, the brain sends a signal. Too hard. Skip it. Important things in life, relationships, career, deep knowledge, are never short. We are becoming a civilization that can only consume informational fast food. We are losing the ability to think critically, because critical thinking requires time, and we only have 15 seconds before the next video. A person who cannot focus for more than a minute is the dream of any manipulator. In this trance state, any idea can be implanted into you, as long as it's wrapped in bright visuals and dynamic music. You won't even have time to process it. The feed will already push the next one. We are becoming digital zombies. We think we are informed because we watched 100 videos, but in reality, nothing remains except noise and other people's narratives. Short videos are not entertainment. They are surgical interference in your ability to be a person. The Matrix does not need to build walls around you if it can simply destroy your control center from within, using your own finger on the screen. While you are scrolling, somewhere on servers in California or Shenzhen, your exact copy is being created. This is not just a folder with photos, it is a digital twin, a mathematical model of your personality that knows you better than your own mother. There is something called a shadow profile. You cannot delete yourself from it. Many people think, I don't use social media, so the system doesn't track me. This is a dangerous illusion. Shadow profiles exist. If your friends upload contacts, if you ever paid with a card, or passed by a facial recognition camera, the system has already built your skeleton. It fills the gaps by analyzing your environment. Even if you are offline, the algorithm knows your approximate income, political views, and preferences, just by analyzing the people around you. Have you ever wondered why ads suggest a suitcase exactly when you start thinking about a vacation? This is not mind reading. This is predictive analytics. The algorithm detects micro changes in your behavior. You spend more time looking at travel photos, linger on posts about remote work. Your heart rate increases when you see flight ads. The system can predict major life events, resignation, divorce, even depression, months before you realize them. For the Matrix, your future is already a read book. The most elegant part of the digital twin is how it is used to test reality. Before showing you a post, the system tests it on your model. If your twin reacts with a purchase or emotional response, the content is delivered to you. You are not forced. You are guided. You believe you chose it, but in reality, you simply walked down an open corridor. In this system, you are no longer a person. You are a set of probabilities. Your value is determined by how accurately your digital twin predicts your behavior. And the more you scroll, the more precise that model becomes. We have become passengers in a self-driving car of our own life. We think we are steering, but the route has already been calculated. All our lives we searched for the Matrix in special effects, green code, or secret laboratories. We expected men in black suits to come and connect us to the system, but reality turned out to be more ironic. We bought this system ourselves. We charge it every morning. We update it voluntarily. The main secret of the modern Matrix is simple. It no longer needs chains. Why force a person to act if you can make them want it? We voluntarily gave our voices for profiling, our faces for recognition, our minds for endless dopamine experiments. We fragmented our consciousness into 15-second pieces, a mosaic with no space for deep thought. The system made its final move. It replaced real meaning with digital substitutes. Instead of communication, likes. Instead of achievements, levels and notifications. Instead of choice, algorithms that already calculated what you will buy and what you will believe. We think we are in the center of information, but in reality, we are inside a digital cocoon. A controlled feed that prevents awakening. Just a few years ago, the idea that your phone listens to you sounded ridiculous. Today, it is the foundation of marketing. Yesterday, the dead internet was just a conspiracy. If everything that once sounded insane became real, what comes next? Will thinking become a subscription? Will emotions be regulated from the cloud by default? The most important question is not how the system works. The question is, are you still yourself inside it? The Matrix exists as long as we sleep with open eyes. To wake up means to take back control of your attention, even for 1 minute, even right now. We were searching for the exit from the cave, not realizing the cave is now in our pocket. But understanding how these walls are built is already the first crack in them. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.